What's good, y'all? What's good? Ryan Garcia, he's fighting tonight. And it looks like, man, him and Golden Boy, they for sure finna split very soon, if not after this fight. Cause he really cooked those guys. He cooked Oscar De La Hoya and he cooked Bernard Hopkins at the press conference because they were talking about him behind the scenes, and Bernard Hopkins said that he gonna decide if Ryan Garcia is gonna continue boxing or not, if how good he looks against Duarte tonight. And I agree with him on that. I agree with Ryan Garcia that your promoter can't tell you to stop boxing. Ryan Garcia hired them to promote him. And it doesn't look like they're doing great at it. And Oscar De La Hoya, he admitted that he never wanted the Tank fight because he thought that Ryan really couldn't win. He didn't want him to take the fight on their terms, on that rehydration clause in that catch weight. But Ryan Garcia, he was viciously calling out Tank for a few years before the fight happened. And he felt like he needed to do that. I mean, that's respect right there, going behind your promoter's back to get the fight done. And I don't think Oscar De La Hoya should feel that bad about getting that fight done. He got his fighter $30 million reportedly from that fight, plus the back end and all that. I mean, he lost and everything, but a lot of these guys, man, they just be wanting to make the money, and he did that for him. His career ain't over. He's finna fight tonight. But yeah, Ryan Garcia, he cooked Oscar. He was like, they talking under their breath, talking about nobody understands what they're saying. They was talking English. He knows everything they was saying, and indirectly, indirectly going at Oscar. And Oscar was having his facial expressions behind him, covering his face, scrunching his face up like he was finna either cry or punch Ryan in the face. It was real funny, and Bernard Hopkins, he said that he's a liar. He said a white boy had never beat him, and then he brought up Bernard Hopkins' last fight when he lost and got knocked out of the ring or whatever. It looked like Bernard flopped, to be honest. He looked like, try to get a foul on Joe Smith Jr., but, he was cracking jokes, and they weren't staying on code with each other in the podium. You know what I mean? They didn't seem buddy-buddy, and then Oscar De La Hoya, after the fact, he let out a tweet talking about Ryan Garcia, you're not answering my calls, you have a mental health problem and all of that. But they just seemed real off code. And I don't know the details of Ryan's contract, but I would assume that he made enough off of that Tank fight to buy himself out of the contract. If you that disgruntled with them, you know what I mean? Ryan said that he felt like him fighting Duarte tonight is Golden Boy trying to set him up to lose because Oscar De La Hoya was calling Duarte a real Mexican, kind of seemed like he was favoring Duarte, like he wanted Duarte to beat up Ryan Garcia. And Duarte is a puncher. So we gonna have to see. But I don't think they're trying to set Ryan up to fail because Ryan Garcia, he's fought at 140 pounds for about 3 fights. And every single fight has been somebody moving up from 135 immediately fighting him with no tune-ups or nothing like that. He went down to 136 for Tank, but Fortuna moved up to 140 for him. I forgot what his first fight was at 140, but that was a guy coming up, and this dude Duarte, this is his first fight at 140, and this is actually a catch weight at 143. But Ryan Garcia, he did a little something to sell his fight tonight. The card start in about an hour. Yeah, it's real interesting how they're beefing so much, and if his game is hindered by this, is he worrying about the wrong thing? They say Duarte's a good fighter. You're not gonna know about every single good fighter before they fight somebody and this might be Duarte's shining moment. We gonna have to see. But yeah, it looked like Ryan Garcia is definitely gonna be leaving Golden Boy very soon, win or lose, actually. So we gonna see what the future holds for Ryan Garcia. This is his first fight with a very good trainer he hired, Derek James. Let's see if he tweaks some of the flaws in Ryan's game. Hopefully he don't show like the repetitive movement, like the combos. You remember he got knocked down in the second round from Tank by trying the same combo 3 straight times. He got knocked down. The pulling straight back on defense with his chin in the air. He's got some flaws that he needs to work on. Lack of a jab. We just got to see if Ryan Garcia has improved with Derek James, a very good coach. This fight is going to be intriguing tonight. But I'm going to holler at y'all, though.